every movie has random trivia. And here at Trivial Theater, I explore some of these movies and the random circumstances that make them the weird creations that we love. This movie revolves around a massive medulla oblongata. Or maybe it's a colossal cranium? Oh, it's a super skull. Fuck it. If you're looking for a movie with a really big head, look no further. This is Head of the Family. Goofy music introduces us to what will clearly be a fun, lighthearted movie with an emphasis on clothed people, right? Sorry to disappoint, but all we're met with in the first 5 minutes are some Cheerios, a small-town drug deal, and some overbearing mid-90s misogynistic banter. I had such high hopes for this movie after inspired dialogue like,
"No, Susie, sometimes I feel like a big old turd in a small toilet."
But sadly, it wasn't meant to be. Star-crossed lovers, Loretta and Lance, enjoy several rounds of hide the sausage in the stockroom of the restaurant, which in all honesty, I can't imagine would go over very well with a health inspector. This is all behind the back of Loretta's husband and Dog the Bounty Hunter wannabe, Howard. After one of their non-diner trysts, they run across the area's eccentric rich introverts shanghaiing a random dude. This prompts the idea of bribing said filthy rich bastards to off Howard so they can be together. This bribery meeting introduces us to the family, a group of quadruplets, each with a special gift: enhanced senses, extraordinary strength, assets I'm pretty sure you don't have to guess at, and Myron, the titular head of the family, with smarts and telepathy that control his 3 siblings. I just realized that I'm making this sound much more interesting than it is. Anyway, they agree, and after the act is done, Loretta and Lance celebrate, but forget to use glasses for the champagne. Don't they know that you only serve certain red wines that way? Lance decides to push things further by threatening to reveal their evil secret, which involves basically doing unspecified mad scientist things to random people, in the hope of finding a body that can handle Myron's impressive intelligence. Lance has a foolproof plan involving a letter and a lawyer, so Myron is forced to comply. The family hands off a convenient fat stack of cash kept in a desk drawer for just such an occasion. Loretta and Lance go about their sexual shenanigans as Myron's sibling spies on the gag reflex-inducing intimate moments. I genuinely feel bad for this guy having to listen in. After a rather revealing moment, Lance is captured and brought to the family home, where he's promised torture of the highest order if he doesn't reveal the location of the above-stated letter. That torture comes via terrible acting in a play starring Loretta as Joan of Arc. I'm pretty sure I suffered through that same torture watching this movie. This set of scenes is so bad, they manage to turn a climactic scene like burning at the stake into a boring thing. The house catches fire, Lance is shish kebabbed after throwing Myron down the stairs, and the big strong sibling saves Loretta. This giant clusterfuck of a movie ends with a wedding and an evil laugh. It's kinda strangely fitting. So, 1996's Head of the Family. How to explain this one? Overly long pointless exposition, boobs, this specific set of flowers used over and over, more boobs at a different angle, sex in a stockroom, sex in a car, sex on a clearly fake fur throw, this guy trying to assemble a gun, an exasperated waitress, and this shitty air freshener. If my point wasn't clear, I'll say this: it offers more boobs and microwave madness, but lacks the subtlety and charm. I've always attempted to avoid ripping movies a new one, but this may very well be the first one that I do. On top of a film concept that's thinner than your average negligee, it's a boring POS that offers one-dimensional female characters written by someone who isn't allowed within 50 feet of a woman. Honestly, the writing for the male characters isn't that much better, but at least they're given things like the ability to count money or to drive. I imagine whoever wrote dialogue lines like,
"I'm talking about somebody plowing some oats. Loretta oats to be precise,"
felt like they were doing something really creative when really it's just cringy. The only point that stood out to me as actually funny was this scene, and I'm pretty sure that's only because it feels like a first attempt at the SNL Dick in the Box sketch. From a technical side, I can say it meets the minimum requirements for generally okay filming and editing, and these guys, they definitely knew their horny audience. I actually crunched the numbers on this, and roughly 69% of the time there was at least one mostly naked person on screen. I'm pretty sure that qualifies as at least softcore porn. The visual style was supposed to be inspired by the Munsters and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I definitely get the Munsters vibe, but unless we're talking about the slow-ass pacing, I'm not sure I see the Turtles' influence. Originally, there was a sequel called Bride of the Head of the Family, planned for the late 90s, and then it was brought up again in 2008. But since then, no further plans have been announced. Now, I can see some bad movie lovers looking at this absolute dumpster fire of a movie and laughing hysterically at it. But for me, the idea of punting this POS down a flight of stairs brings a real smile to my face. If you couldn't tell, I'm gonna say skip Head of the Family. Nevertheless, I do want to thank Doodle for this recommendation. This stands as a movie that helps me appreciate Microwave Massacre and Replica just a little bit more. So what do you think? Suggestions for movies, trivial questions, comments, ratings, and a lead on a semi-decent Joan of Arc adaptation would be appreciated. Thank you so very much for watching.